So as I explained in the last video that these two triangles ABC and DEF will be congruent only if these are equal. And they had asked you that if these are the thing, what will be their corresponding sides? Means for EF, what will be the corresponding side? Means which will be the equal side of the other triangle. So it will be BC, and all these I have explained you. Now let's come to the next sum. Complete the following statements. If two plane surfaces cover each other exactly, what are they? This type of figures are known as congruent. Okay, or you can say congruent by superimposition. So why superposition? Why superposition? Because we are superimposing one on another. As I had explained you, suppose this is a plain paper, and on this, if I put this plain paper, so both are of each equal side, then we can say these two shapes are of congruence. They are congruence by the superposition. Okay. Now when we write angle A is congruent to angle B, we actually mean what? We mean that I had explained you before also, angle MA will be is congruent to angle B. Okay. Now if under a given correspondence two triangles are congruent, their corresponding parts that match each other are what? They are equal. Because I had showed you, suppose if there are two triangles, and if they are equal, they are congruent, then the parts, means this part will be equal to this part will be equal to this part, and this part will be equal to this part. Then only they are congruent. So we will write that they will be equal. Okay. Now state true and false. Two circles with equal radii are congruent. Means they are asking whether they are congruent or not. Let me show you this thing. Suppose we draw two circles and their radius is this thing. You have learned in your last chapter. These two radius are equal. Now if the radiuses are equal, these circles will also be equal. Because it is from, if you draw a circle, you have to measure the radius. If this radius is 5 cm suppose, and this is 5 cm, then those two circles will be the same. They won't be different, they will be same. Okay. So yes, two circles with equal radius are congruent. This is true. Two squares are congruent if a side of one square is equal to the side of other. Now here you see they are telling you that two square, this became a rectangle. Okay, these are two squares. Okay, and they are telling that two squares are congruent if a side of a square is equal to the side of another square. Now we know in a square all four sides are equal. So if one side is equal to, if one side of one square is equal to another side of other square, then this and this is also congruent. Because if this is equal, this will also be equal. This will also be equal, and this will also be equal, since it's a square. So this is also true. Now the third one, two rhombuses are congruent if a side of one rhombus is equal to the side of other. No, this will be false. Why? In a rhombus, this is a diagram of a rhombus. Okay. Now suppose, okay, let me draw another rhombus. Now suppose this is how a rhombus looks. Now if suppose this side is equal to this side, it may be this side is also equal to this side, but this side may not be equal to this side. So they are not congruent. So this is false. Now two rectangles having same length and breadth may not be congruent. Now what they are saying is that suppose there are two rectangles. One rectangle and another one rectangle. And suppose this length is equal to this length, this length, This length is obviously, if they are parallel, so they have to be equal. This length will be equal to this length. This breadth will be equal to this breadth, and this will be equal to this breadth. If the length and breadth are same, then they have to be congruent. It cannot be said that they are not congruent. So the two triangles having same length and breadth may not be congruent is a false statement. Clear? I think by now you have understood what do you mean by congruency or congruent. Now they have given you, give 3 real life examples of congruent shapes. So for congruent shape, you have to give 3 real. So one is 2 1 rupee coin. It can be 2 5 rupee coin. It can be any 2 coins of the same denomination. Same denomination means, now one you have to take, if you take 1 2 rupee coin and another 1 rupee coin, they won't be congruent. But if you take 2 rupees coin, then they will be congruent. Or you take 2 postcards where actually it was piece of paper, you can say, on which letter used to be written. Nowadays you don't find postcards. So maps of a country drawn on same scale. Now this same scale is very important. Suppose if I draw a map of Australia, it is like this, something like this. Okay, so and I can draw so small also, and if I want I can draw big also, but they won't be congruent. But if I draw exactly equal size, same scale means they will be equal size, then they will be congruent. Not only Australia, any other country you take the thing, it will be equal if they are drawn, maps are drawn of equal size. Or you can say all the pencils in a pencil box. In a pencil box, I mean not the box which you are used, but in a packet of pencil. If I am using this pencil, now I have sharpened it, but when it is not sharpened and there are 6 or 7 pencils in one packet, so all of them will be of equal size and shape, so those will be congruent. Clear? Now this example number 5. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABC, I am talking, then I will say what? Since I have started from A, I will start this also from F. So FED will be congruent under the correspondence if ABC is equal to FDE. Means all the parts are congruent. And how will you show the solution? You will have to show AB corresponds to FE. Sorry. Okay, yes. We have to superimpose like this. Since we have written A, B, C and F, D, E, so AB will be corresponding to FD. AC will be corresponding to FE. And BC will be corresponding to ED. Okay? Or on one, angle A will be corresponding to angle F, angle B will be corresponding to angle E. Sorry, again I made angle B will be corresponding to angle D, and angle C will be corresponding to angle E. Clear? I'll explain it once more. Wait. When I am taking these two triangles ABC and FDE, see, FDE, this angle and this angle should be same, because ABC, B is in the middle and D is in the middle, so this and this angle should be the same. Then let me talk about the angles first. Angle A should correspond to angle F, angle B should correspond to angle D, and angle C should correspond to angle E. Now let's coming to sides. AB should corresponding to FD, AC should correspond to FE, and BC should correspond to ED. Now one more thing, you can write CA or AC, that's the same thing. There is no problem in that. Okay. Now in a triangle DEF, if triangle DEF, sorry, they have not given. Yes, sorry. DEF is congruent to BCA. BCA. Write the corresponding parts. Now see, they have changed the triangles are same, but the way of writing the name of the triangle they have changed. Here they had written ABC, and FDE. That means this angle B will correspond to angle D. But in the next sum they have told triangle DEF means DEF, and triangle BCA. That means now this angle will be equal to this angle. Okay, angle C will be equal to angle E, angle B will be angle D, angle this will be same, and AC, line AC I mean, or will be equal to correspond to angle FE, or you can say AB will correspond to DF. And this line, see, they have given because we are mentioning line means a line segment. We have read it in much before in earlier chapters that this denotes that it's a line segment. So this way you have come to know about the congruence of a triangle. Now let's come to Sss Congruence Criterion. Now what is this triple S congruence criterion? Means this is side. Three sides. We have three sides in a triangle, isn't it? So three sides are. Depending upon the three sides, how we can say that this triangles are congruent or not. Two triangles are said to be congruent if the three sides of the triangle are respectively equal to the corresponding sides of the other triangle. Now if they are equal, as I told you before also, this see AC is 7, PR is 7, CB is 7, QR is 7, AB is 7 and PQ is 7. So these will be congruent triangle. But in case if AC is same, AC is equal to PR, CB is equal to PQ, but AB is not equal to PQ. Means suppose if this is 5 centimeter, this is suppose 5.5 centimeter. Only the difference is 0.5 centimeter. Then also they won't be congruent. Okay. So this is what they have explained in the examples which they have given here. If you go through them, you will understand this. So I'll be completing. Okay, let me explain this one also. These all examples, example 7, you will understand yourself if you do it. And this example 8. In the figure ABC, mean the AB is equal to AC. They have given it. Angle D means this point D, is the midpoint of BC. Means this point D divides this BC into two equal parts. Means the BD will be equal to DC. Okay. Now what they have asked you to do, state the three pairs of equal parts in a triangle ADB and ADC. Means you have to write which part is corresponding or which part is equal to which part. So what you will write, AB is equal to AC, BD is equal to DC, and this AD is common for both of them, so AD is equal to AD. Okay, this is the first answer done. Now is triangle ADB is congruent to ADC? Yes, they are congruent by the rule of what? By the Sss congruence rule. See, this is the way you have to write. If they have told you that is triangle this and this are congruent, give reason. So you have to give reason. If you write only this much, you won't get marks. It will be marked wrong. Clear? So when they ask you for reason, this is one of the criterion you are learning. There are more criterions to come. You will be learning that also. The third question is BAD is the angle BAD and CAD same. Means there are BAD and angle CAD same. Yes, it's same. Why? Because this triangle ABD is congruent to ADC Now, if these two triangles are congruent, then this angle and this angle has to be same. Okay. Now, see in the this question, example number 9. In the given figure, AC is equal to BD. Okay. And AD is equal to BC. Which of the following of the statements is meaningful? Is triangle ABC congruent to ABD or triangle DAB congruent to triangle CBA? See, they have given you this AC is equal to DB and DA is equal to CB. And they have given you the names of triangle in two ways they have written. One is a triangle ABC, this triangle, okay, and ABD. This is congruent to each other, these two triangles congruent to each other, or angle DAB and CBA, are they congruent to each other? So you have to, the answer is given, but you just explain, you send the explanation for me which this one or this one is congruent and why. This is your work. If you have understood the congruent triangles, then you will be able to do it. Just don't write this thing because I won't accept. Tell me the right answer.